I've got multiple records with using rock samples. That was like my thing, and I think that's why people like me because they're like, "Oh, he's using old classic rock songs and then turning them into rap songs. That's cool as
Yeah,
fuck."
yeah.
And I just I always been that way, and my style of rap wasn't really like the normal hip hop. It was still had a lot of rock elements to it, and I
Mhm.
just never full sended it. And I was like, you know what? Now's the time, man. If there ever was a time, let's just take it all the way balls to the wall and actually do this. And I told myself if I was gonna do a rock record, I was gonna really do it. Not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Bringing it backwards.
Yo,
What's up, Doobie? How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I appreciate you doing this, man. Thanks so much.
Man, likewise, man. Likewise.
I'm excited to chat. My name's Adam. Very nice to meet you.
What's up, man? Real quick, are we allowed to cuss on this or no?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Sure you
Just
are.
wanted to, I got a potty mouth sometimes. So
Oh, so do I. It's all good, man. I had Modest
you
Yahoo on. He was rolling a blunt for like the first 10 minutes. So
perfect.
it's all good. And do what you need to do. Right on, brother. Well, I'm Adam again. And this is about you, your journey in music, and obviously we'll talk about the new music that you have coming out. And you just released Early Bird Gets the Whiskey, and I'm curious to hear about what you have going on. But we always start with your origin story. You're from Columbus, Ohio, originally.
Yes, sir. Columbus, Ohio, born and raised.
Go Buckeyes, right?
Yes, sir. Well, hey, even though we lose the most important game of the season every year, yeah, we're still rooting for the Bucks. It's tough being a Buckeyes fan the last couple of years, but hey.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, my family's from Cleveland originally. I was born and raised in San Diego, but my family's from Cleveland, and my dad's side of the family all still lives there. And my uncle went to Ohio State. I had a chance to go to a game with him one time. It was wild.
Oh, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, so I
I
thought
mean,
that was
honestly,
rather
dude,
Columbus.
Ohio's fucking everywhere.
Dude, it is.
It's honestly insane for real. I'm trying to scoot my mic back.
All good.
There we go.
But yeah, so born and raised there, Columbus. What was that like?
Uh, I don't know. I think we have a good blend of everything.
Hmm.
It's a very genre bent place.
Was there a big music scene there?
Um, there are plenty of big artists who've come from Ohio. Few
Sure.
from Columbus, but I wouldn't necessarily say there's a theme. If you know, I think most of the artists that make it go somewhere else and make it and bring it back home because we just don't really have that mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And it's the people who are doing music don't really think that their dreams are going to pay off. I wouldn't say. I think they're just like one day, man, one day. Whereas if
Okay.
you're in Nashville or Los Angeles, then people are really like they're fucking chasing it. You know what I'm
Yeah, I actually moved to Nashville like 4 years ago. Yeah, and I
Oh
see
yeah,
it. Dude, it's
I'm
wild
getting
here.
there. I'm definitely about to move to Nashville top of the year.
Are you really? That's
Yeah.
amazing, man. It's awesome here.
Well, especially I mean, obviously it has the country thing, but for rock music, dude, everyone's in
Huge,
that.
huge, huge, and you're not far from home too. With
Yeah,
Columbus is
not at
only
all. Like
what,
five and a
5
half.
hours? Yeah, it's not far.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. So, did you stay in Columbus? Are you still in Columbus?
Yeah, so I always have a house here just because this is home base, family. But
Hmm.
yeah, we're getting another crib in Nashville too, just because I'm to and from a lot. But
Hmm.
once we get the house in Nashville, I probably will not be here as much.
But you never moved from Nashville. I mean, from Columbus to go to like LA or whatever.
Yeah, I lived in LA for 7 years.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
So
We'll get to that. Well, so how do you get into music? Do you come from a creative household or like a musical family and all?
my mom was just a fucking rock star. And well, my dad passed when I was 5, so all my influences really come from my mom. And
Mhm.
she was real heavy into rap music and real heavy into rock music.
Is
So
that right? That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I got the easy blend of both worlds. You know, he
Sure.
had
That's
me listening to Metallica and Tupac right after each other. It was just ah.
that's awesome. What other rap did you listen to? I'm just curious. That was
um.
90s?
Well, yeah, I was born in '95, so that would have been
Okay.
my earlier years. But like middle school years to high school years, when I started having like my own opinions and stuff.
Uh-huh.
It was definitely Lil Wayne was a huge influence. Obviously, Eminem. I feel like you can't be a white rapper and not like Eminem. That's just blasphemy. But Kevin Gates. I mean, there's plenty of them for real. But
Right
I would
on.
say those three were the most influential. You know, in
Growing
my
up for you?
yeah.
Yeah. As far as, like, you getting into music, I mean, obviously, it was in your household and mom, like, Metallica and Tupac and everything in between, but, were you, like, put in piano lessons or anything like that as a kid, or did you take guitar lessons, or were you on the chorus or
No,
choir or anything like that? No.
never anything like that. Honestly,
Wow.
which is fucking crazy. I wish I kind of would have. I guess it's never too late, right?
Right, right. When do you start getting interested in, like, making your own songs? Did you start rapping? Was that how it all began?
When I was like, I think 7 or 8, I started writing like poems. Like it really started with poems and just learning how to rhyme the words just kind of like created something for me.
Mhm.
And I like I was so young and singing to me wasn't really like a sought out thing. I just more or less wanted to hear what I could put together. And then it was kind of turned into raps
Mhm.
without me realizing it. And then when I started like figuring out cadence and flow and just different things, I was like, yo, I kind of should just start rapping or like turning these into rap. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of
Mhm.
where it kick-started. But when I was younger, I used to just watch all these like rock documentaries and stuff that my mom would have laying around the house, like VHSs and things like that.
Mhm.
And it started with Kiss. Like when
Oh, wow.
yeah, when I was young enough to remember, I was seeing Paul Stanley doing that little, you know what I'm saying, that little
Y
thing, and I would get on my toy box, play air guitar, jump off of it, and I wanted to be a rock star. But when I started writing poems, it was just like, oh, this is kind of rappy. It's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's just basically how everything played out.
When do you start, like, putting these poems or to music or beats or anything like that? Where did you download, like, Ableton or some program
I
like that
would
back
say
in high school or anything?
I would say middle school. So where I went to school at, there's a few handful of rappers. And where I went to school at, I mean, nobody was trying to be a rock star, I can tell you that.
Okay.
But just being around the homies and stuff and everybody rapping, I was like, yo, I could probably do that too, like, if not better. And so we downloaded this program called Mixcraft back in
Okay.
the day. And that was what like it was like the first form of auto tune, I guess you could say. And we were just like kind of learning and started making songs in middle school, and then like as when I got in by the time I got to high school, I was like, oh yeah, I'm taking it serious now. Learning
Okay.
how to make beats, things like that. I knew that I for sure I wanted to do that.
And did you pursue that through like, at that point, were you like, "Okay, I'm gonna start putting music out," and, like, did you come up with, was it, like, this Doobie's my project now, or, like, that was years later down the line?
That was years later. I didn't really know how to navigate that. I was
Okay.
just like, yo, I'm gonna write cool raps and try to get it to sound the best I can when I record it, even though it was so shitty. Um, That was the more or less the goal was just like being able to hear my own songs. I wasn't really. I was like, yo, I'm gonna make it one day. I don't know how, but it'll work. But none of us really truly know how to navigate the industry until you're in it.
Right.
And I think I got expelled from high school, and I ran into the biggest DJ in Columbus, Ohio, and he found me, if you will. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
me and him together, basically, he, kind of went through the artist development thing, started releasing songs like properly with videos. He kind of taught me like how to do it the right way, if you will. Shout out to Highlight. And that's where it started for real, like on a scale to where it's like, oh, we actually might could do something for real outside of just making songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Okay, so you get expelled from high school. So now you have plenty of time on your hands, I'd imagine.
Plenty of time.
Nothing but time.
And this was
So
junior year, I think. Yeah.
okay. Okay. And then you end up meeting this person. How do you meet this DJ? Were you going to
So
like watch him spin or anything like that? Or
I had a studio session. So one way I would make my money in high school was I would record people on my laptop. So I learned how to engineer and make beats. So what I do is these little packages for just local rappers in the city. Like, yo, I got a beat, and I'll record a whole song and give you a beat for it, for $50. You know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. And it was one of them days where like, okay, we're gonna go to a professional studio today, but I still need you to record me. And I was in there with like 10 dudes for real, just recording their shit. And it was my turn to drop my verse. And as I'm dropping my verse, Highlight walks in to ask for a blunt rap. He's like,
Mhm.
yo, anybody in here? Because his studio was down the hall. He's like, anybody in here got a blunt rap? I'm like, oh shit, that's Highlight. Like, what the fuck is he doing here? And then he heard me rap. I got a DM on Twitter probably 3 hours after that session at like 1 in the morning, like, yo, you should come by my studio. I kind of like what I was hearing earlier. Came over there. He was like, yo, if you make a song right now, I want to manage you if it's hard. And I'm like, okay, bet. Did the song right there. And then he started managing me ever since.
No way. Oh
It
my
was
gosh.
kind of random.
Did you put that song out? Like, is that song out on your like Spotify or anything? The
That
song you did with
specific
him?
song never got released. That was more
He
of
just
the
liked it. Was just like, okay, this guy's got,
it was
you
more
know,
of the challenge. It was
yeah,
more of
yeah.
like, okay, I'm here now. And he was like, yo, if you could make a cool song right now, I'll manage you. And I was like, okay, it's 2 in the morning, just got here. Let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you
I
showed
guess
him.
the song was cool enough.
Right, right. No, that's amazing. Did you work with him for a long time, or do you still work with him now?
Still with them a decade later.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's crazy for real.
That is so crazy. So then you start. I know. I'm just going to like Spotify. You put an EP out in like about 10 years ago, 2015. Demons, and was that like the first project you had worked on with him?
Yep, that was the very first project I ever like released, like being serious, like taking it serious.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was the start of the Doobie era. My first rap name was E-Dub because my real name is Eric Williams, so it's just my initials. So
Okay.
EW. And then when I
Yeah.
met him, he was like, yo, that name fucking sucks.
He's like, you're a doobie now.
Yeah. I'm like, well, my homies call me E Doobie sometimes just playing around. And he's like, well, just take the E off and just be Doobie. I'm like, all right, cool, that works.
That's so funny. It's like if in the Facebook movie and the guy tells him, he's like, drop the
Yeah.
facebook.com, drop the drop the E, man. Just go do it. Just Doobie. It's clean.
Yeah, he's like, you're not that anymore. You're not that.
uh, so when does stuff, I mean, you had a massive record, right? Or a massive, was that YouTube that really blew up when the
Yeah.
drugs don't work? Was that like kind of the skyrocket moment for you?
Yeah. So
That was couple years later. So you must have been having some moments prior to that, I would imagine. Or were you just
well,
grinding it
so in
out?
the city in Columbus, like we kind of went viral in Columbus first to the point
Okay.
where couple connections later, shout out to Struggle Jennings and Jelly Roll, who were the first people. Jelly was the first person to bring me on tour. Um,
Really?
yeah, back when he was rapping, this was dude, 9 years ago.
No
So
way. That's
Highlight,
amazing.
this is why Highlight was the biggest DJ for real. He was actually Jelly's DJ.
Wow.
Yeah, so when I met Light, I was like, "What the hell? This is Jelly Roll's DJ. Like, what the fuck?" You feel me? And so that's how I kind of got the connection to Jelly was through Highlight and ended up on tour with him. We did probably 2, 3 tours before Jelly got on a Yellow Wolf tour, and I just followed the tour around. And I think 3, 4 shows in, Yellow Wolf was like, "Dude, you got to be on this tour too." And he ended up adding me to the tour. Um,
Really? Holy
d-
shit.
yeah, and so like we're probably like a week out from the end of the tour, right? At this point, after we already, went through half the tour, and for whatever circumstances that went down, the tour ended up just getting canceled overall. I think Wolf needed a minute to himself.
Mhm.
So tour got canceled. I was broke as fuck. We were in Vegas, I think. Definitely didn't have no money to get back to Ohio. So we called a buddy of ours in Los Angeles. His name's Mad Child. He's also an underground rapper. And he's
I've
like,
heard the
yeah,
name actually, to be
he's
honest.
pretty popular. He's from Canada.
Okay.
But he's like, yo, you can crash it at my crib until you get on your feet. But mind you, it's me and like 4 or 5 of my homies and shit.
You're like, "Well, I got a few people with me."
Yeah, so we show up like deep as hell, and he's like, "Yeah, you can sleep in my living room." And so that works out for like a month and a half before, obviously, we wore out our welcome. It was just too many people in the living room, which
Oh, yeah.
understandable. It's his house. It's like, dude, we gotta get the fuck out. So when basically we got put out for real, so we stumbled upon kind of like a silent investor, but more or less someone who was just like, "Yo, I'm gonna front you guys a crib for a little bit." And so we had a crib, no furniture, no beds, nothing in it, just a house. And we're sleeping 2 or 3 people to a room, air mattresses, every single one of us. And woke up to put air in my air mattress because they don't hold air
Oh, of
at
course
all.
not.
And I'm checking my video, normal day. I go to check it and it got like 30,000 streams in like a couple hours. And I was like, Light wasn't there at the time. So I called him like, yo, I think YouTube's bugging out. Like something's not right on this. This isn't normal for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's kind of bugging out. And I kept refreshing it and it said the same thing. And I'm like, something's going on. I don't know. But then it kept moving and moving. I'm like, yo, I really think we're going viral right now. Like, I don't know, but I feel like we are. And sure enough, I would say a couple months later, ended up becoming YouTube's artist on the rise. And that song never stopped climbing. Still right now, it's done the same amount of numbers pretty much the last 7 years, 6 years.
Yeah, wow, with, when the
When the
drums don't
drugs don't.
work?
Yeah.
So that's the one that even started it, like, it started with 30,000 and then it just has
It just
been
never stopped.
climbing. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, it's at, like, almost 38 million streams on Spotify.
Yeah. And then but it was on YouTube where it really kicked off. Cause right now on YouTube, I think it's at 120 million.
Yeah, it's got, like, 120 million views.
Yeah, that's where it kicked off. Everything really started for me on YouTube. That was
That's
the
the place to have it start,
kicker.
though, from what I've been told, right? I
Oh,
mean,
hell
like,
yeah.
yes,
They pay
monetarily
the
for
most. They
sure. Yeah, they pay the money. Get a Spotify check for like 60 cents for your 40 million views.
But yeah, so it's pretty cool, man.
That's amazing. So that had to be life changing, obviously.
Yeah, I started actually being able to, buy shit. I was like,
Yeah,
fuck, I can eat a steak. This is cool. You know what I'm saying?
that's crazy, man. And then, like, you've had from that song, did that bring people back because you already had a catalog of 2 years worth of music? Did people
Yeah.
start finding your old songs through that record?
They definitely started finding my own songs, but once we caught wind, we knew that we had to milk it and get as much out of it because where we come from, that just didn't happen. So we're
Mhm.
like, yo, if we have it, let's feed them. So after that, dude, we released a song, I think, and video every 2 weeks after that, or like month after that, just at a consistent pace, and it literally just kept funneling and funneling, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And it was so crazy because the When the Drugs Don't Work music video, everything we planned went wrong.
Really?
Everything went wrong. We ended up, the location was wrong, the camera people was wrong. When I say everything went wrong, we ended up finding some random burnt down church in the middle of the woods, and the dude was like, yeah, my church just burnt down, but this is all I have. And I was like, yo, I'm sorry about that, but like, this is
I shoot a
perfect.
video.
Yeah, like, can I shoot a video? Everything's went wrong today. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yeah, man. I'm like, hell yeah. And so we had, it's a long story, but a lot of shit went just super bad to the point where I was like, damn, we just wasted all our time shooting this video that didn't turn out how it was supposed to. And then it ended up being the biggest fucking wreck.
So different camera crew than you thought. The location didn't work out. You
Oh,
find this a church, a burnt down church. You use that.
or bar. I'm sorry, it was a burnt
Oh, it
down.
was a bar.
Yep.
Okay, burnt down bar, and then but the video ends up working out. And then obviously, then when it goes up online, it just goes crazy.
Yeah, and the bar had burnt down like 3 or 4 days before we got there.
Oh, there's still like smoke and shit
It was
in
like
there.
meant to
You're
be.
inhaling in there.
Yeah, like I hate that. I hate saying it, but it was like low key, like, hey, it's an unforgiving situation. But you know, like unforeseen. I mean, but
Oh man. Okay. Well, geez, dude. So then that happens, and obviously it's just been kind of like you've been building and building and building off of that.
yeah. From then we realized, okay, now we actually have something. It's we can build off that, like you're saying.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Yeah. And
and
you
with
got
the
sorry, go ahead. I
no,
didn't mean
I'm
to cut you
sorry.
off.
And with the Jelly cosigns and the Yelawolf cosigns, at that time it was like, oh shit, this is like the new young version of these guys. Like fuck. So all their fans, kids were like listening to me.
That's huge.
Yeah, it was kind of like a funnel effect, you know?
Yeah. And well, I'm curious. I didn't ask you this when you were talking about it. You so you Jelly Roll and Yellow Wolf were on tour, and you said that you followed them. Like, what would you play in the parking lot or something? Like, how did you follow them as far as this tour went?
So Struggle Jennings was also on the tour.
Okay.
And I think I met Strug about a week after he got out of prison. And when Yellow Wolf asked Jelly and Strug to come on the tour, because Strug, I think at this time was signed to Yellow Wolf's American thing.
Okay. Yeah, his label. Yeah.
Yeah, so Strug was like, yo, I need a DJ. And Light was like, yo, I'm only gonna go if I can bring Doobie. You know what I'm saying? Basically.
Oh, okay.
So I rode around with them. I had no reason to be there whatsoever. And then one day, I just keep popping up, and Yellow Wolf's like, dude, how the fuck do you keep getting here? Like, I'm like, well, I'm riding with Struggle, but like, I know I'm not supposed to be here. And he's like, bro, you're the only one I've never seen this before. And I'm like, yeah, whatever it takes, bro. I'm not asking for nothing, anything. I just want to be here and learn some shit. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, nah, you got to be on the tour. And I was like, fuck yeah.
Damn, that's awesome. You're like, do you want me to wash the front end of your car thing that you use for the DJ set?
It was, yeah. Light was DJing for Strug and Jelly that tour.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's
that
wild,
was a
man.
fucking wild time.
And so now you're doing more like your new record is rock. I mean, it still has the rap element to it, I feel like. I mean, in the verses and stuff, but it's definitely a rock record.
Yeah.
So is this like, why did you decide to kind of, well, you talked earlier about having both influences in your household, but like, why now were you like, you know what, I think it's a good time for me I want to pursue this.
Well, especially for my fans who've stuck with me all the years, all my biggest songs, all damn near 90% of my catalog is either sampled of a classic rock song or influenced by a classic rock song or a musician. You know, one of my biggest songs is Nikki Sixx.
Yeah, sure.
I've got multiple records with using rock samples. That was like my thing. And I think that's why people liked me, because they're like, oh, using old classic rock songs and then turning them into rap songs. That's cool as
Yeah,
fuck.
yeah.
And I always been that way. And my style of rap wasn't really like the normal hip hop. It was still had a lot of rock elements to it. And I
Mhm.
just never full sended it. And I was like, you know what? Now's the time, man. If there ever was a time, let's just take it all the way balls to the wall and actually do this. And I told myself if I was gonna do a rock record, I was gonna really do it. Not 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so that's just basically where it is now.
Is this a new, like, direction you're going, or is this just the first kinda song that you've put out that's gone this way?
Oh no, this is the direction. We have a whole project right now
Oh, wow. Okay.
that we're
Yeah, dude,
working
I
on.
love the song, man. Um, I love your vulnerability in all of your, songs, and, like, you talk about your struggle with addiction and, even with Early Bird Gets the Whiskey, the first line is, "I wake up, I'm still drunk," and
Yeah.
I'm a guy in recovery, so I listen to that, I'm like, "Shit," like, I relate to that. But,
How long you been recovering?
I've been in recovery for 3 years.
Alcohol or drugs too?
Well, alcohol 6 or 7 now, and drugs 3.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
4 years clean from hard drugs. The
Hell
alcohol
yeah, man.
thing is we're working on that. We'll talk about
It's hard,
mother.
dude. It's another battle, man. Yeah, mine was yeah, I just tried to swap
Yeah.
and then it didn't work for me, but, no,
Well,
but I
that's
was
what's up
reading
though.
about that.
Congrats.
Thank
Congrats
you, and
on that. It's not easy.
no, 4 years for you, dude. Congrats. That's so huge.
It's a beautiful thing though. I'm sure you see that light at the end of the tunnel and you're like, dude, I actually can operate without these things. Fuck.
Yeah,
Never thought
well,
this
like,
was
if my
possible.
mind just explodes. Yeah, no, dude. There isn't other way to live? Not feel like
Hmm.
a piece of shit every day? Wow,
Yeah.
this is
I'm not
crazy.
that bad of a person. Wow.
Dude, I love that. I love that you're in recovery, and that was what was so intriguing to me when I was reading just your bio. I was like, "Oh, no shit," because you have a ton of songs about drugs and when the drugs don't
Man.
work and smoking weed and all the shit, and then, the early bird gets the whiskey, and I'm like, this guy's just talking about his life and, what
Yeah.
he deals with, and it's yeah, man, I love what you're doing.
I really appreciate that, man. It's kind of tough, like when you come from the world of being the vulnerable person who's every song it may sound like I'm romanticizing drug addiction and alcoholism. But like you said, it's just me explaining what has either happened or what's going on. And it was it was tough at first. When I stopped doing drugs, I was like, what the hell do I have to talk about now? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
this is my whole connection with my fans. That's genuinely what I thought. And then I was like, no, the connection is the story, is that we're going through the same shit. And it's cool to be like, yeah, that was every part of me at that point in my life. And now this is who I am because of that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Yeah, and
that's
I
a
don't
beautiful thing
regret anything that I did. You know what I mean?
at
Like if it
all.
wasn't for that, then I wouldn't be where I am now. And
Yeah.
and I feel that with your songs too cuz it's like somebody that might still be in it could still hear your song and relate to everything and you know exactly how that person feels, right? You're like, I
Yeah.
know exactly how you feel right now. I was
Yeah.
there 4 years ago or whatever. Well, tell me about Early Bird Gets the Whiskey then. I love the song. Did you do that? You're talking about Nashville going back and forth. Did you do that record in Nashville?
So shout out to Andrew Bayless and Connor Matthews. Andrew Bayless is a fucking godly rock producer. He's got plenty of credits under his belt. He also is very amazing in the country space. Has produced plenty of records for Jelly Roll,
Mhm.
things like that. But basically, he's just always been a buddy of mine. I never full sended it into rock, so we never worked together. And we scheduled a session to work together, our first session, and to work on rock music. And it was just strictly supposed to be rock music. He actually came to Columbus for this session. This was the first session, and I think this was the second song we ever recorded together.
No way.
The second song, literally, and this was the second day we worked. And we wrote it, recorded it, produced it all in 3 hours.
What? Really?
That's how I knew
The
I
record
liked.
you're hearing on that you have up now, that has
Yes.
everything. Yeah, was
Everything
done
is
in
3
3
hours.
hours.
3 hours.
No way.
I literally is the fastest I've ever made a song, and for it to have that quality, I was like, "What the fuck? Are we superhumans in here?
Right.
this is possible? What the fuck?" It was cool.
Damn.
The chemistry was just there, and that's how I knew. I was like, "Yo, me and these boys, we got something special."
Mm-hmm.
I think we're doing the right thing, because I was kind of still 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, what do
Yeah,
I
you're like,
do
am I gonna
here?
release this? And people aren't gonna
Yeah.
like it. Like, is this the right decision? Yeah.
We did that song. I was like, "Yep, full send it. Press the button. Let's go."
So you ended up doing a whole project then. So you have a whole project
We've been
done? Are you
working
still
on
working
it
on
for
it?
months. It's 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 fucking sick. I think Early Bird was the first single off the project because it was the necessary transition record. So it still has the rap elements, but then
Mhm.
it's more rock and rock.
Oh yeah,
than
the chorus is a
ever.
rock. It's rock.
Yeah.
It's rock.
It was
Throughout.
kind of
Yeah.
like the perfect record to get the fans ready for where we're going.
So yeah,
Because
you didn't want to punch him in the face with just like a straight up rock
yeah, you
song
just
right
want to hit
away.
him with a quick jab before you know what I'm saying, knock him out. Jab, jab. We're gonna hit him with a couple jabs, and then when we put that knockout, it's pow, lights out.
Oh man, I love it. Well, how do you have? Is the album done? The project done or not yet?
I think I want to do 2 more sessions, or 2 more weeks of sessions. So probably I'm looking to get about 4 to 8 more records.
Wow.
I could release it right now if I wanted to, but I figured the more the merrier, because I want to be able to drop singles in between that might not have anything to do with the album. That way, if I want to do features or sync placements, things like that. A lot of these records, we've been talking to a lot of people who are really trying to sync them, all these unreleased ones. So we've got a plan.
Huge, man.
We've got a plan. Hopefully it stinks. We're
Fingers
just throwing
crossed.
shit at a wall at this point.
Right on, Doobie. Well, I appreciate your time, man. I got one more question for you before I let you go. I want to know if you have any advice to aspiring artists.
The only advice that I'd have to any aspiring artist is to release as much music as you can. Keep putting content out there. Don't ever be like, I'm gonna hold this back. No, just keep releasing it, because the more you have out there, the easier it is for someone to be a fan. And I stand by that every time. You know, you never know what's gonna stick. There's no true algorithm. There's no true rules to this shit. You're literally throwing shit at a wall and hoping it sticks. That's the bottom line. So just keep putting that shit out. Don't worry about if it's good enough, because you never know. It'll be the song you least expect. Promise you that.
Bringin' it backwards.